The real challenge, Jeff, is that the five-star movement, which has come in with so far, we're now two-thirds of the way through the vote count, they have the largest single party number of seats, although well shy of a working majority. They've said in the past that they're not that willing to form a coalition. The last few weeks, their 31-year-old leader, Luigi Di Maio, has made slightly more conciliatory noises about talking to other parties, but that's always going to be within the framework of a kind of proposal, a set of proposals that he and his party put forward that other individuals or other parties are going to have to sign on to. So the real challenge is going to be that he cannot be seen by his base, many of them very skeptical, dissatisfied with the Italian political establishment, to be working with those kinds of politicians that he has long criticized and his party under Beppe Grillo, the founder, has long criticized. We heard from them, though, last night. They put an official up in front of the press, and his name is Alessandro Battista. He's one of the most senior officials in the five-star movement. Here's what he said about the vote count several hours ago.
If these results are confirmed, it will be a triumph for the five-star movement, a real apotheosis. It shows we did a good job. Especially, it means that everyone will have to come and speak with us. This will probably be the first time everyone will have to come and speak with us. I tell all citizens this will be the best guarantee of transparency for the Italian people, because the other political parties will have to come and speak to us using our same methods of transparency, correctness and credibility, based on the proposals and the solutions we want to guarantee to our country. This will happen in the next few days, in the next few weeks.
So that was Alessandro Di Battista from the five-star movement talking overnight and really trying to show their hand as the stronger party in any set of negotiations that we might face in the next few weeks, saying that parties will have to come to the five-star movement, will have to essentially sign on to those proposals I mentioned earlier before they'd be willing to discuss any kind of long-term relationship. So a great deal of uncertainty and instability potentially coming down the road. We've got a few weeks now of informal chats and discussions and talks before Sergio Mattarella, the president, takes charge and kind of formalizes the process of forming a government.
Willem, let me pick up on the anti-EU Lega and obviously the comments from Salvini, the vote of thanks, if you like, for the return that they had. Just how significant was their vote pickup, and what's that going to mean for the nature of the coalition that ultimately is formed and its EU or anti-EU credentials?
Well, you know, I think based on the numbers we've seen so far, and I should caution there's still quite a long way to go with the count, the number from the Lega is the one that is really surprising. They have seemingly picked up a much greater share of their centre-right coalition than they were expecting, than Forza Italia under Silvio Berlusconi was expecting, certainly. The two of them, Berlusconi and Salvini, had what was known as a gentleman's agreement that whichever party in that coalition ended up with more seats in the parliament would be the one that was able to nominate a prime ministerial candidate when they come to the business of forming a government potentially. And Salvini's made it very clear that he would like to be that candidate. As you mentioned, very publicly Eurosceptic, and that's been very much part of the Lega Nord. It's now rebranded as Lega, the Northern League, very much part of their platform for many, many years. So the nightmare scenario that we've heard from market analysts, investors and businesses here over the last few days is that the Lega would team up with a five-star movement, although they've been slightly less Eurosceptic. We've heard from Di Maio that he doesn't want to exit the euro, whereas Salvini has said that would be an option on the table. It does seem like a lot of investors we've spoken to the last few days very concerned about that becoming a potential tie-up. The question then is whether those two egos, those two individuals and some of their backers would be willing to make that kind of a deal.
Still watching? Perfect. Click here to watch another great video from CNBC International. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.